Greetings all. On today's video, I'd like to look at the new for March 2018 Fender The Benz compressor. Let's get to work. The Benz is a really nice sounding compressor that's very easy to use. In addition to input, output, and 9-volt power jack, there are some simple controls. There is a drive control, which essentially is the amount of compression that you wish to apply to your guitar signal. There is a recovery knob, which would be the compression release time. In other words, how quickly or slowly the compressor releases and lets your signal go back to normal. There's also a blend knob that allows you to control the mix between wet and dry signals. And finally, there's a level knob that controls the overall level of your affected tone. And finally, of course, there's a bypass switch. So now let's get right down to it and listen to some sounds. First up is just my dry, unaffected tone. Here we go. Nice. All right, let me go ahead and turn on the Benz and let's start twisting some knobs. Here is a first try at some compression. Great, and you'll notice if you're looking at the inset that when the compressor kicks in, the LED light on top changes from light blue or whatever color you're seeing to a pink color. So I like that. That shows you when the compressor or how hard the compressor is working. So let me go ahead and bring the blend all the way up to wet. We're going to bring the drive up a little bit and let's listen to just the compressor itself. Can you hear how the tone is really smooth sounding? Let me turn it off. Okay, my dry sound's a little lower in volume, but you can hear that the transients, in other words, the pick attack, is much harder sounding in the unaffected version than this. And of course, there's more sustain. So what the compressor does is it actually squashes the dynamic range and fills out the sound. Now let me bring that mix control back in so you can hear the mix between the unaffected and the affected tones. Yeah, that's cool. You still get the pick attack, but you get more sustain compared to the dry tone. Really nice. Now, let me turn that release all the way to the left, counterclockwise, so it's a very short release, and watch the pink light. You can see that the compressor stops as soon as I stop playing. And what this does, it allows, again, the transients to come in a little bit more. In other words, the compressor has to re-engage with each note. Versus a long release or long recovery. Let me switch this over. And you'll see that the pink light stays on longer. So what happens there is with a longer release, the compressor stays engaged and keeps squashing the signal a lot more through the notes that you play. So it does actually smooth out the sound a little bit more. Okay, you'll probably want to keep it somewhere in the middle for most use, I would guess. I'm going to go ahead and increase the drive all the way and bring the blend knob all the way to wet, and let's see what we get. Yeah, that's cool. You can hear it squashing all the way down, and it actually begins to pump. So you can hear it squash and pump in and out. And so depending on what you're playing, that could be a really cool sound. It also adds a little grit into the tone. You can hear that, especially in the low. And not only that, but when you've got a lot of compression like this going, it works really well with a volume pedal. And then if you want to clean it up, the tone itself, you just back off on the drive a little bit. Really nice. Now let me go ahead and throw on a little bit of delay so you can hear the compression, the volume swells, and a delay together. Very nice. Well, there you have it, the Fender The Benz compressor. I really like this unit a lot. It's really easy to use. It's smooth. I like that when you increase the drive, you get a little bit of grit. It's a little bit of dirt going. The recovery is awesome. The release, right? And I am a big fan of the blend knob on a compressor where I can blend in my unaffected and compressed signal. It's well worth considering if you're in the market for a compressor. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Chords of Orion. I've got ambient guitar-related content coming every week. Love to have you on board. And as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.